friends, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm Sahara, the borderline millennial, and I am on a journey to create a cozier, more intentional life for my 30s, one hobby, one moment, and one memory at a time. And in today's video, I'm going to be taking you along with me for a little indie bookstore tour of the San Gabriel Valley here in Southern California. So two things about me. One, I love supporting small local businesses, and two, I love to read. And so going to visit different indie bookstores throughout Southern California, and there are a lot, and particularly Los Angeles, it's just been something that I've been wanting to do for a while because I love supporting my local businesses. And of course, I love going to Barnes & Noble and those big, huge bookstores. But when you go to smaller indie bookstores, you just get a different vibe. You get to support the local community, local business owners, and you also get to see how different business owners are running their own bookstores. I feel like indie bookstores have the most chance of being cozy and having really unique offerings. A lot of different bookstores, indie bookstores in particular, have different themes. So some are more fantasy, some are strictly romance. And here in Los Angeles, I'm lucky that there are tons, and I plan to go to basically all of them over the course of however long I'm here. So this is kind of the first installment of a series of me doing indie bookstore tours throughout Los Angeles. So today, we are focusing on a specific area within the San Gabriel Valley. So for our route today, we're going to be stopping at Fables Fancies bookstore in Sierra Madre. And then we're going to be going to Bookstore and Boba. So this is like a tea shop mixed with a boba shop. And that one's in Altadena. And then the third stop is going to be Octavia's bookshelf, also in Pasadena. So they're all kind of in the same area around each other, not too far off. So if you want to do a little indie bookstore tour in the San Gabriel Valley, specifically kind of near the Pasadena area, this is going to be your go-to list. So one of the things I'm really looking forward to doing in today's video in particular is highlighting not only indie bookstores, but BIPOC-owned bookstores. So the first one, Fables Fancies, is Latina-owned bookstore. And then dym-books and boba is Asian woman-owned. And then Octavia's bookshelf is Black woman-owned. So all of these bookstores that I'm going to today are not only small local businesses, but they're also BIPOC-owned and often women-owned. So I just am so excited to support other women of color, other people of color, other, small business owners. Not that I'm like a full small business owner, but I do own an LLC for my own children's book that I happened to write during the pandemic with two of my best friends. But I'm just really excited to check out these bookstores, support our local businesses. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be buying a book at every single store, but I definitely want to look around. I want to buy any books that catch my eye, maybe look for some bookish accessories, like I've been needing a bookmark, maybe some annotation notepads. Definitely want to get a boba from Dims. I don't even know the last time I had boba, if I've ever had boba. I think I had it probably back in high school or something, but it's been a while since I've had boba, and I'm ready to try it, and especially if I can try it at a cozy, cute little bookstore. So I'm just looking forward to having a really good time and hopefully giving some of these indie bookstores a little bit of a spotlight. I don't know how many people are going to watch this video, but I'm hoping for those of you who do, it inspires you to either, one, come and visit these local indie bookstores here in Los Angeles, or two, if you're not local to Los Angeles or Southern California, you go and support some indie bookstores over where you're at, where you're living. I don't really want to waste any more time because I'm just super excited to spend this Sunday going on a little bookstore tour with you all. So let's go ahead and hit our first bookstore, which is going to be Fables Fancies. Alright y'all, we just got back in the car. We just hit our first stop on our San Gabriel Valley book crawl, Fables and Fancies. And I was right, it is Latina business owned, so we actually met the owner there. She was working there, I think her husband was also there, so you can tell it was just a really family oriented type of shop. So I ended up buying 5 books technically. 4 books were for myself, 1 book was for Arjuna, who's here with me as well. And so the one that we bought for him, I have them already in the trunk. I'll probably do like a full like little book haul at the end of this, or maybe I'll just tell you about them now. But I did buy 1 brand new book for Arjuna. It's the Recipes of Tolkien. So it's just a cookbook that's all about things from the Tolkien world, which is like Lord of the Rings and all that stuff, right?
Yes.
Arjuna knows more about that. I haven't actually gotten into the Lord of the Rings books or The Hobbit, but reading The Hobbit is on my list for this coming fall. So I'm really excited to read The Hobbit for the first time this fall. And then for the 4 books for me, okay, so I wasn't really planning on buying so many books during this book crawl. Obviously, I knew I was going to buy 1 or 2, but I ended up buying 4, and that's specifically because this bookstore has new and used books. So what I found really interesting about the layout of this bookstore is that it goes by genre, so you can have fantasy, historical, romance, whatever it is. It goes by genre, but then within there, you just have a general mix of books that are either new or used, and the only way you can tell, aside from just kind of looking at the book and seeing whether or not it's got some wear and tear, is looking at the pricing. So the new books are the ones that you'll see $17, $18, $20, $22, whatever. And then the used books are anywhere from like $3, $2, $4, $5, $7. So I was able to justify buying 4 books because all 4 of the books that I got were actually all used books. So all combined, those 4 books were just $20 and then plus some tax. So I was really proud of myself for getting new books, supporting a small Latina-owned business, but also saving some money. Because if I bought these books like brand new, probably like today in this day and age would have been like 40, 50 bucks or more. So I'm proud of myself that I just bought those 4 books. Of course, you know me, I'm a romance girly. I love reading a good romance, and 3 of the books were romances, and then one of the ones is actually a retelling of Cinderella from the same author that wrote Wicked. So I'm really excited about that because I just recently got into Wicked based off the movies that have been coming out. I still haven't read the book yet, but I need to. So I'm excited to read their Cinderella retelling, and then also dive into the 3 other romances. 2 of the romances I haven't actually read before, and then one of them is by, well, I actually haven't read any of them, but one of them I actually knew about, which is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I actually just finally read my first Abby Jimenez book, Say You'll Remember Me, and really, really liked it. So I think I'm in on the Abby Jimenez game now. Sorry, it took me a little while to get in on that, but I'm glad I tiptoed into it, and I'm excited to continue reading more of her stories. But yeah, overall, I thought Fables and Fancies was really cute. I think it definitely had that whimsical, a little bit dark academia, dark fae type vibe, but it was very friendly. It was very welcoming. At the front of the store, they had all of their kind of special edition, newer copies of books and recipe books, and then also some merch. Like they have some bookish accessories, like they had bookmarks, some book inspired like purses, and just other types of little trinkets like that. And then when you walk further back into the end side of the store is where they have actually all of their bookshelves kind of in rows laid out. There was only about 3, so there was bookshelves on the left hand side, the right hand side, and then a double-sided pillar that goes along the middle. So it's a pretty small shop. It was very narrow, but I think they had a pretty good selection of all types of books in there, despite how small the venue itself was. I just really liked it, and since they do sell used books, they always are accepting donations of gently used books, and I have a ton of books that I was planning to drop off in little free libraries, kind of just like around the city, but I want to bring a selection of those for the store to donate because by getting these donated books, they're able to avoid a lot of the overhead costs of purchasing new books. So if they sell these donated books, they have a better chance of bringing in more newer stock for their inventory. So I'm excited to pick out some of the books and drop them off here for donation so that they can sell those and other people can enjoy some of the books that I've already read. But overall, I thought it was a really cute bookstore. I do wish there was a little bit more places to kind of just sit and read and gather, but it was great to visit. I thought they had a great selection, and I'll definitely be coming back, especially especially exploring this little area here in Sierra Madre. There are a lot of little tiny shops that I want to poke into, so I might just have to make that a day of hanging out here in Sierra Madre. But now it is about 2:30 and we're gonna head to the second stop of our book crawl, which is Dyms, Books, and Bobas over in Altadena. So let's head over there and see what that shop's all about. Just got out of Dyms, Books, and Boba. It was super cute. I really like this one because, so Fables and Fancies, it was a little bit more dark, a little bit more fantasy in terms of the aesthetic of the shop itself. But this one was like very bright. It was in a little shopping plaza here in Altadena, and so it had a lot of natural light. The walls were all painted white, and it was just like really bright and very inviting, I would say. And as soon as you walk into the store, you just are thrown into a world of AAPI authors, illustrators, and just artists in general, which I really love. So you would see books from Indian authors, Chinese authors, Japanese, like all kinds of different people representing the AAPI community. But then you also saw a lot of different types of diversities represented in the inventory that Desiree, who's the owner, she basically holds. So I saw a lot of books from Black authors, queer authors, like AAPI, Latinx, etc. So I thought that was really unique that her bookstore was just kind of just a place for diversity to thrive. And they even had a little section right in the front of local artists. I mean, not local artists, but local authors. So it just seems like this was a very community-driven bookstore, which I really liked. And we did end up getting one book as well as a bookmark that was handcrafted by a local artist, I believe. And then also Arjuna ordered a chai boba. So we did definitely support her business. And I was really happy because this has been a bookstore that I've been wanting to check out since they opened. So this opened back in the end of December, but if you're familiar with anything that happened in Los Angeles, specifically in Altadena, they had a huge fire here in Altadena in early January. So she just within the first month of opening had to like be part of the group of people that were evacuated. And so you can imagine, as a small business owner, it's already very hard to start your business. It costs a lot of money to get this going, but to add a massive evacuation and also the worry of whether or not your business is going to survive on top of everything you're already doing within the first month of starting a business is just unimaginable. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I came and I supported her, and I supported this shop, and of course all the local businesses here in Altadena, because they have faced a lot of loss, whether personally or professionally, with their businesses. So I'm really happy that we can come here. I do want to come back. It is only new books, so I can't like donate any older books and stuff, and their selection is a little bit smaller just because of the style of this bookstore space is a bit smaller. So there was a fewer selection than Fables and Fancies, but I do really appreciate the different types of books and the representation of the various types of authors that they have here. So I really like that. So if you're looking for a diverse author and just to support somebody in terms of like BIPOC or sexual orientation or any types of different diversities, I would say check out Dym's Books and Bobas, or even just come. And they also have like a cute little area where you can sit outside. That's part of this whole plaza area too. And also, very important to note, if you're like me, sometimes bookstores just make you need to use the bathroom. And so they actually do have a bathroom part of this plaza too. So if you are a person who likes to, you know, hang out at a bookstore, check out the books, get a little drinky drink, but sometimes you have to go to the bathroom, this is a good spot to do that, because I don't think Fables and Fancies had a restroom, and they didn't serve, you know, pastries or drinks either. So both of these bookstores so far have been awesome. We are going to make our way to our third and final stop of our bookstore crawl here in the San Gabriel Valley, and that one is going to be Octavia's Bookshelf, which is a Black woman-owned, I believe, bookstore right in Pasadena. So let's head over there. All right, y'all, we did it. We just went to our third and final stop of today's San Gabriel book crawl. And like I said, this one was Octavia's Bookshelf. This is a Black woman-owned bookstore that's based kind of and inspired by Octavia Butler, the famous author, who I just really learned is from Pasadena and has a lot of influence from Pasadena and Los Angeles within her stories and in her life. So it was really cool to kind of see a little bit about that and learn about her. I did buy one book here, but I have to say that this is one bookstore that I've been wanting to go to for a couple of years now. It's only been here for a couple of years, but I was sad to see that the shelves were pretty bare. Yeah, like Arjuna, he's with me, and I'll let you say something. Here, I have my mic here. You can be here, but yeah.
Yeah, well, we were here a few months ago because I picked up Sahara's birthday cake. They met us here at the bookstore.
In May, and now we're in July. Early May, and we're in mid-July.
And yeah, the bookshelves were kind of filled with books. There was a few more tables of books. You know, there's a lot more inventory in there, and it's a little thinner now.
Yeah, it's sad to see because I know a few months ago, even before May, they had put a plea out to the community asking to come please visit their store, make donations, do what they can, because they were pretty close to closing their doors just because, I don't know, they didn't have enough revenue coming in to keep the lights on basically. And what's nice is the community did rally around them, and they were able to pay off some of their debts and earn some money to keep their doors open. There was one book in particular that I really wanted to get, which is Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler, and they didn't even have that one in stock. We've done our part, and we hope you guys can do your part too. And I'm really happy that we actually did this book crawl together. And there are plenty of other bookstores that we are going to go to and that we want to go to later on this summer and this year, and just kind of make this a fun little YouTube series. So there's a lot more on my list. There's a whole bunch of other ones in San Gabriel Valley. There's a bunch on the west side of Los Angeles, and just literally all over. So we're going to separate this by region. So let me know if there's any independent bookstores in Southern California, and specifically in Los Angeles, that you want us to check out and you want me to check out. I can't guarantee Arjuna will be in every video, but I'd like to have him in all of them if we can and his schedule allows. But for right now, we're going to go get some lunch and then do a couple of other things that we have planned for the rest of today. And then once I'm home, which will be a few hours for me, but only a few seconds for you, honestly, I'm going to give you a little bit of a book haul and show you everything that we got at these 3 independent owned bookstores here in the San Gabriel Valley. So I'm going to transition you into that right now. Boing. Now that I am back home, it's been a couple of days, which is why I'm in a different outfit. I wanted to come and actually show you guys my little book haul from this book crawl that we've done. Starting with Octavia's bookshelf, I did go in there hoping to buy Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler, but they actually didn't have that one, so I was settled for a different book that I've had my eye on. And this one is Children of Blood and Bone. This one is actually becoming a movie. They just released the cast, which looks incredible. And I think they're going to be starting to film soon. So I really wanted to make sure that I got and I read this book before the movie actually comes out, because sometimes I like to watch the movie before I read the book, or I just like to watch the movie in lieu of the book. But this one I heard was a really, really fantastic book. So I wanted to make sure I read this before I see the movie. So I'm excited to read Children of Blood and Bone from Tomi Adeyemi. I hope I pronounced your name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Ooh, also, can I show you the sprayed edges? Oh, it's beautiful on the sides as well as the top and the bottom. Beautiful. Okay, and then from Books and Boba, I got this book for Arjuna. It's classic science fiction, so classic sci-fi. And this is just an incredible book on various sci-fis. It's thick. It's got a nice, smooth, like velvety leather binding, which is really nice. And then it has a lot of different tropes of sci-fis written on the covers. Like we have Time Machine, Journey, Martian Odyssey, Scarlet Plague, just various things that have to do with classic science fiction. And this book discusses each of these different tropes and different types of themes that you'll actually see in classic science fiction books and literature. So he's really excited for this one because he is my sci-fi guy. And then, as you saw, I got the most books from Fables and Fancies, which is our first stop that we did on our book crawl. So firstly, I got this book for Arjuna, which is Recipes from the World of Tolkien. So if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, etc., these are recipes from that universe, which I'm really excited for because we just finally finished watching Rings of Power Season 2. I don't know why more people aren't talking about that show because it is a fantastic show. I definitely had some notes for Season 2, but that's okay because I am locked in and I'm ready for Season 3 whenever that's coming out. But this one is going to be really awesome, like forest, fruit bruschetta, a lembas spread. I thought this was lemon at first, but I don't know what lembas is. Forage salad, just a bunch of different recipes from the world of Tolkien. So I'm excited to get into cooking and baking some of these. For myself, I did get 5 books, and I think I told you about these books already, but I'll just run through them really quickly. So from Debbie Maccomer. I actually never heard of this author before, but this romance book looked really good. It's called A Walk Along the Beach, and I checked out this book on Goodreads before I bought it because I just wanted to make sure that I was going to enjoy it and that it had good ratings. But yeah, so I got this one because it was literally $3. It's a used book. You can see the price right there. But yeah, it's $3, and I think it's going to be a really good, nice read. I also got Abby Jimenez, Part of Your World. This one is also used. I got it for $7. And then for prepping for my Christmas season and holiday season, I got Christmas Sweater Weather by Jacqueline Snow. This one looked good. The little heading in the back says, Christmas is both naughty and nice when a single dad and his best friend's sister celebrate with some secret romance and festive fun. So this was another used book that I got just for $5. And then lastly, I've been all about Wicked, and this one is by the same author, Gregory Maguire, and this is Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, which is a retelling or his version of Cinderella. So, those are all the books we got on our book crawl, and I will say it is probably the most successful book run that we've ever done. Not only, let me show you this. Not only did we get a ton of books, but we also got a lot of used books, and we didn't break an arm and a leg to get all new books as well. And we also got some books that are kind of on our bucket list for a while. So I'm very happy with not only my book purchases, but for also doing this book crawl with you all, with my husband, going to some really awesome indie, independently owned, woman-owned, Black-owned, Latina-owned, AAPI-owned, just all kinds of incredible small business owners supporting their bookstores. And I'm so excited to do more of these because I actually had a really fun time doing this and supporting these local booksellers. And so I'm hoping I can do even more and that you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed going on this book crawl. So if there's any other areas in Southern California or bookstores, like independent bookstores specifically, that you think I should check out, please let me know in the comment section below. And while you're already down there, just make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on your notifications because I have a ton more videos coming for the rest of the summer. Going into fall, I am planning to share at least one video a week, so you're not going to want to miss out. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Goodbye!